Hi guys, it's still November the 11th. Still, I'm gonna guess it's maybe around 3 o'clock, but I could be wrong. But actually, you know what? My laptop's right here. And I'll be showing you some stuff anyway. Sorry about the moving around, but it is actually, no, it's 2:49. Okay. Um, I went to Walmart. I bought five. Okay. Um, just so you guys can see, these are the best ones. This is the exact line too, the particular style that I like. They're the ones I use. I apologize if there's a delay here. um, they're the same ones I use for these ones, and I love this one the best, and I'll tell you why. Because it's truly clear view, and the way it's angled on the edges, you can even house a gerbil in these bins. These kind of bins, this particular one from Walmart, you can house gerbils. The reason is because it's curved on the bottom. It's not sharp angle of any kind. It's very rounded. And the thickness of this thing is very thick. It's a better quality too. You can feel it. Sometimes the smoothness of it is very different from a cheaper brand, like a different kind of Sterilite. This one's a different one. These ones usually run for about $8, $7.99. I managed to get these for $6.89, I believe. I'm just gonna put these up there. What are these for? These are for my hay. The ones up there that you see. I apologize if the room seems like a mess. I will be cleaning up that countertop sometime next week after all my deliveries start arriving. I'm expecting a lot of different shipments. So in one of these containers will fit the standard smallest bags of hay that you can usually buy from Oxbow. Like the botanical and stuff, those size, the small, narrow one, the one that's a little wider than the palm of your hand, the span of your hand, okay? It's, I think, the 15 ounce, if I'm not mistaken. So these things ran me at about $40. I bought two more Walmart bags, the reusable bags for the laundry, because what I do now, instead of always wasting plastic bags, because I use these for garbage, but I was putting it in the laundry, and then after a while, because chinchilla, it smells kind of right. So once I put the bedding stuff in there to get it washed, I don't want to reuse the bag. I don't even want to take it home, because there's always this faint smell to it. So what I decided to do was buy the cloth bags. I bought two just specifically for the laundry. What I'm going to do is just put them in there, and then when I go and take it to wash, I just empty the bag in there, and I throw the bag in there too, because it's washable. And they're pretty cheap. They're 97 cents, so if after a couple washes it breaks apart, fine, whatever. It still beats buying a box of plastic bags. Anyway, because I also shop at wholesale when I buy groceries, so there's not very many opportunities to buy bags anymore. So anyway, I was just going to show you guys, if you guys want. This phone's pretty good at doing this. I'm going to show you this. If anybody's interested, there's this UPC. If you if you actually freeze this video and snap a photo of this, if you take it to any Walmart, they can actually scan this and tell you if they have it in stock. So, okay, so if you scanned it, if you take a photo of this, you can actually just tell them to scan your phone, the photo on the phone, and they can still read it. That's the advantage of shopping, actually. You can always do this yourself. Just snap a photo and then just store it on your phone as a photo. But it's a 15 quarts, which translates, because I'm in Canada, it's 14 liters. It will hold one pack of hay. Sorry, guys. And it will also give you enough room that you can loosen the hay a little bit. I haven't cleaned these, so definitely I will not be using them. I won't be able to use them for about 48 hours. I will Lysol wipe them down, and then I'll wash them in the tub, in the shower, actually. I'll spray them all down, and then I'll let them dry. I'll towel dry, and then I'll leave it overnight in the kitchen so that it has time to completely dry, including the moisture level. It feels kind of colder than the room. There's like a slight moisture level to it. You can feel it when you wipe down plastic. So I usually don't use it for about a day to two, just to give it a full chance to dry. But I'm so tired of putting those little tiny tabs back on the bags. Plus, yanking out the hay usually causes slivers, because the hay slips on your hand and it cuts you. Because I buy a very big variety of hay. I have three right now. I have the Bermuda, the Meadow, and I think the botanical. The only one I'm missing is the orchard and the alfalfa. So I bought enough for every last kind of hay that I could have thought of that I can find locally anyway. So I have enough bins for every single hay, and I will be building CNC storage because I have like 50 or 60 grids left. I had like over 100 grids, including that thing though. But I have like 50 something grids left. So I'm going to go and build a little mini unit just for my hay storage. And because I'm also expecting wood chew sticks to be delivered, 1 pound worth. I don't know what that looks like, but it's got to be quite a lot. More than a pack of 12, you know, PetSmart. I'm actually not going to shop at any more pet stores. Realizing that this fungus problem could have been contributed by the pet store's lack of sanitation. The reason I say that is because, and this is also true for the chins that I plan to have, these babies that she's probably going to give me. I will not be giving them to the pet store. I usually give them to the store for free. It's one way of offloading them in case I can't do it on my own. But I'm not going to do that because chins are very, high maintenance, and I watched them clean the chins cage, and I gotta tell you, it was pretty sad. They're using pine, not the, I can't pronounce the K-I-L-N, I believe, or K-I-N-L, whatever, but you know what I mean. It's the one that's like the safest kind of pine. They don't use that kind to begin with, because it says on the bag, it's just pine. They buy it in bulk. This store's all about money, so everything is cheap, cheap, cheap. And I'll go into detail, and it saddens you when you hear about it. But they had gloves on, and I'm talking 1 square centimeter. So what they were doing was, I saw them bending down very painstakingly, taking one tiny pinch at a time. Of bedding out of the corners, and then they were picking up individual poops from all over the cage, just the pieces of poop. And I asked him, I said, what are you doing? Because he spent like 10 minutes doing it. And he's like, I'm cleaning the cage. What does it look like? And I'm like, why are you doing it one pinch at a time? He's like, well, how else am I supposed to clean it? I'm like, well, what are you doing? He's like, I'm taking out the wet bedding. I'm like, why don't you just take out a handful? He's like, because that would waste it. It's only this part that needs removing. So they were removing only the parts that were wet. The wood pieces that were wet. It was ridiculous. It's pine. It's the cheapest thing you can get, and you got the cheapest of the cheap too, because it's not even the special kind of pine. And then when I saw them fill their food, that was what really, just really shocks you. They ran out of guinea pig and chinchilla food. Okay, they ran out of the pellets that they normally feed. They actually don't carry chinchilla pellets for their own chinchillas that they're selling. They actually just feed them guinea pig food. The guinea pig food that looks like oxbow, but it's not oxbow. I can guarantee you it's not oxbow. They told me so. So one day I saw them feeding guinea pig food to the hamsters, and I asked them, I was like, that doesn't look like hamster food. What is that? They're like, oh, it's guinea pig food. I'm like, why are you feeding it guinea pig food? And like, whoa, because we ran out. I'm like, so you sell it in your store, just take a bag. He's like, no, you kidding? Do you know how much those things cost? The ones that they're selling, of course, they're marked up, we're talking like about half a pound bag for like $10. So I'm like, but that's guinea pig food. The hamsters don't eat it. And he's like, well, if they're hungry enough, they'll eat it. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm thinking it's only a one-time thing, but still, I would never do that. Unless it's absolutely necessary. But in their case, they have food that's for sale. I mean, just take one off, write it off for store use. That's what I would do. But in my case, of course, I don't have any other options. So that's why they're eating guinea pig pellets right now. It's safer than oxbow right now because they're choosing not to eat anything at all. They're not even eating the oxbow. So my babies are choosing to starve themselves. And I'm worried that it's going to go downhill faster than I can get the food in from Victoria. So anyway, then I saw them feeding the guinea pigs another time with the chinchilla, and they were feeding the guinea pig and the chinchilla the same. I've actually seen this too. I've seen them feed the hamster food to the chinchilla because they ran out. Hamster food to the guinea pig because they ran out of guinea pig food. And apparently they feed them something called bulk mill feed. So it's just in bulk. It's mill feed. So it's just very generic, whatever. It's the cheapest thing probably they can get in large quantity. But I've also seen them feed the guinea pig food to the chinchilla. So they just cross feed everything. And I said, chinchillas can't eat hamster food, and they definitely shouldn't be eating guinea pig food. It's like, well, we don't carry very many chinchillas, so the bag of food doesn't go as fast, and it would go bad. And well, at least they have standards on that part. I give them credit for that, because I wouldn't put it past them to feed them expired food, but whatever. They said, so they said it just doesn't go as fast, and we don't want to buy it in small quantities, so we just feed them guinea pig food. It's close enough. Which they are right. I did research that, but whatever. So anyway, so regarding the food, I'm getting food. I'm really excited. I should see an improvement according to the breeder, that in about 1 to 3 months, they will gain quite a bit of weight. If they are indeed underweight, they will gain lots of weight. And she said that in no time I will have a chubby chinchilla. So I'm assuming my babies are underweight then, because my babies are no way chubby. They're very thin, actually. They're as thin as a cat. A very, a slim and streamlined cat. So they're not very fluffy, actually. So the other things I wanted to show you, I also bought bleach because she told me to, and actually, let me talk about that bleach. I actually tried to stay away from bleach. My cousin went to a party or something, and she wore white jeans, and she got all these grass stains on the legs of her jeans because they were too long for the shoes she was wearing. And she put them in a bucket of water, and then she poured bleach full strength into the bucket with the water, of course. And then I think she left it there overnight, and then the following morning she took the jeans out of the bucket, and the jeans fell apart. Literally, there were holes in the fabric to begin with, and it wasn't like that. It was pristine. It was brand new. My cousin never wore things more than twice before just donating them, just tossing them out. She was shopping all the time. So she just took them out of the bucket, and they fell apart, and the jeans were just like crumbling in her hands. And ever since that day, I've just been traumatized. I'm just scared of bleach. I really don't want to use bleach, but the breeder told me I forget what the ratio is, but I have to dilute the bleach and then clean the cage. So unfortunately, I'm just going to have to be brave and clean the cage with bleach, because I really don't want my babies to suffer from fungus for the rest of their life just because I won't use bleach. I'll just be very careful. I'm afraid to get it on myself, and especially my own clothes. So I might actually do it naked. Seriously. You didn't hear me say that. But actually, I've used bleach a couple occasions, and I've actually done that. I've done it in the shower stall, whatever it is I needed to clean, and I was actually naked. So in case I spilled anything or splashed anything, I just hose it. I just turn on the water. But I freak out if I splatter even a tiny, tiny droplet on myself. So you can imagine how much I'm going to hate doing the bleach thing. But mind you, my mom uses it every day at daycare, so it can't be that dangerous. Maybe it was just a one-time thing. Maybe because my cousin didn't use it properly. But I know people do it with their laundry and stuff, so surely it can't be that dangerous. But anyway, I'm going to stop this video. I'm going to show it to you in another video, what I wanted to tell you.